the scent of rosemary and motor oil, a workshop tucked behind ancient oaks. Maya Chen's hands, calloused where no one could see them, worked with precision that had been generations in the making. Her grandfather's voice echoed in her mind. The world thinks craftsmanship is dead. Prove them wrong. But that was before Westmore Design Studio, before the competition, before everything changed. Before we dive into the story, comment below where in the world you're watching from. The Westmore Design Studio hummed with activity. Sleek glass walls reflected sunlight across polished concrete floors, where dozens of designers hunched over drafting tables. The air smelled of expensive cologne and fresh blueprint paper. Maya Chen stood at the entrance, clutching her portfolio case. At 28, she was older than most of the other applicants, and certainly more plainly dressed. Her charcoal blazer had seen better days, and her practical loafers couldn't compete with the designer footwear clicking across the floor. "You're here for the internship program." The receptionist looked Maya up and down, her glossy red lips pursed slightly. "Yes, I have an appointment with Mr. Westmore at 11. The receptionist checked her tablet. "Take a seat, he's running late." Maya settled into a low leather chair, surrounded by award-winning furniture pieces from Westmore's collection. One bore the hallmark of Alexander Westmore's signature style: bold lines, innovative materials, and price tags that made her wince. She opened her sketchbook and began to draw, losing herself in the familiar comfort of pencil on paper. "Is that supposed to be one of my chairs?" Maya looked up. Alexander Westmore towered over her, his tailored suit impeccable, his salt and pepper hair perfectly styled. His eyes, sharp and critical, were fixed on her sketch. "Actually, it's an adaptation," Maya replied, closing her book. "I was exploring how your cantilever design might work with different materials." "Interesting." He didn't sound interested. "Come to my office, let's see what you've got." Westmore's corner office showcased panoramic views of downtown. Awards and magazine covers featuring his work lined the walls. He gestured for Maya to sit across from his massive desk. "So, Ms. Chen, your application was unexpected. 30 minutes in a community college design program before dropping out. No formal apprenticeships. And you're currently working at," he checked his notes, "an auto repair shop?" Maya sat straighter. "Yes, but I've been studying furniture design independently for years. My grandfather was a master woodworker in Taiwan before immigrating." "We're not looking for woodworkers," Westmore interrupted. "Modern furniture design requires understanding of cutting-edge materials, computer modeling, market trends." He flipped through her portfolio with disinterest. "These are quite traditional." "I believe craftsmanship is still relevant," Maya said, "even with modern materials and techniques." Westmore's mouth twitched. "The internship involves assisting our senior designers and learning our process. It's extremely competitive." "I understand." "Do you? Because this industry isn't about nostalgia or hobbyist enthusiasm. It's about innovation." He closed her portfolio. "Nevertheless, we've agreed to consider all applicants. You'll participate in the challenge tomorrow with the others. 9 a.m. sharp. Don't be late." Maya nodded, her face carefully neutral. "Thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Westmore." As she left, she passed a group of young designers gathered around a sleek prototype. Their laughter faded as she walked by. One of them, a man with fashionable glasses and an expensive watch, smirked. "Oh, is that another applicant?" he asked loudly. "Looks like she took a wrong turn on her way to IKEA." Laughter rippled through the group. Maya kept walking, her shoulders tight, but her head high. "They don't know what I can do yet." The next morning, 30 applicants gathered in Westmore's main design floor. The space had been transformed with workstations, each equipped with design software, material samples, and modeling tools. "Welcome to the Westmore Design Challenge." Alexander Westmore stood on a small platform, flanked by judges from leading design publications. "Over the next 8 hours, you'll create a chair concept that exemplifies modern luxury while addressing sustainability concerns. The top 3 designs will advance to the final round of our internship selection." Maya found her assigned station between 2 younger applicants. The woman to her right, wearing designer jeans and a cashmere sweater, glanced at Maya's worn canvas bag with obvious disdain. "All materials and software are provided," Westmore continued. You may not use personal devices or reference materials. Maya's heart sank. She'd planned to use her sketches as a starting point. Begin now. The room filled with the clicking of keyboards and mouse wheels as most applicants immediately began working with the 3D modeling software. Maya stared at the blank screen, then reached instead for sketch paper. An hour later, a shadow fell across her drawings. It was the man with the fashionable glasses from yesterday. Pencil and paper? Seriously? He smiled with mock sympathy. I'm Ethan Reed, by the way, Westmore's protege, Maya Chen. I know who you are, the mechanic, right? It's cute that you're trying, but you realize Westmore hasn't selected anyone without a design degree in 15 years. Maya continued sketching. There's always a first, not today. Ethan's voice carried just enough for nearby applicants to hear. You're embarrassing yourself. He sauntered back to his station where his design was already taking shape on the screen. A sleek, minimalist piece that even Maya had to admit showed talent. By lunch, most applicants had progressed to digital modeling. Maya's station remained, conspicuously analog, covered with sketches and calculations. She felt Westmore's eyes on her several times as he circulated among the workstations, but he never stopped to speak with her. 2 hours remaining, announced one of the judges. Maya finally turned to the computer, quickly adapting to the software interface. Her fingers flew across the keyboard as she translated her sketches into a 3D model. Nearby applicants exchanged glances. Impressive, said the woman in cashmere, whose name was Zoe. But shouldn't you have started with the software hours ago? There's no way you'll finish. I work better when I understand the structure first, Maya replied. Ethan passed by again, glancing at her screen. Still think you can compete? He leaned closer, lowering his voice. People like you don't belong here. This isn't some neighborhood craft fair. Maya kept working, her expression neutral despite the flush creeping up her neck. At the 5-minute warning, the room buzzed with tension. Maya was still adjusting details in her model, while others were adding finishing touches or preparing presentations. Time's up, called Westmore. Save your files and step away from your stations. The judges moved through the room, examining each design on the monitors. When they reached Maya's station, her screen showed a chair unlike any other in the room. While most designs featured sleek metals and plastics, hers incorporated bent wood with careful joinery, yet still achieved a thoroughly modern aesthetic. Interesting approach, said one judge, peering at the screen. The joinery is unusual. It's a modified bridle joint, Maya explained. It eliminates the need for metal fasteners while maintaining structural integrity. Westmore frowned. The assignment was to create a luxury piece. This looks craftsy. Luxury can include craftsmanship, Maya countered, and this design actually improves sustainability by using responsibly harvested hardwoods and traditional joinery that can be repaired rather than discarded. Theoretical sustainability isn't marketable luxury, Westmore dismissed. Next station. As the judges moved on, Maya heard Ethan's snicker from nearby. Her hands clenched at her sides. An hour later, the judges announced the 3 finalists. Ethan's name was called first, followed by Zoe's. The 3rd finalist was a young man from a prestigious design school. Maya stood still, accepting defeat with outward calm while disappointment churned inside her. The finalists will return tomorrow for the last challenge, Westmore announced. Thank you all for participating. As applicants gathered their belongings, Ethan approached Maya with a smug smile. Don't feel bad, he said loudly. Not everyone can grasp contemporary design aesthetics. Maybe stick to whatever it is you do at that garage. Several nearby designers laughed. Maya zipped her bag and headed for the door. Ms. Chen. She turned. One of the judges, an older woman with striking silver hair, stood behind her. I'm Diane Reeves, editor of Modern Design Quarterly. I know your work, Maya said. Your piece on Japanese minimalism was brilliant, Diane smiled. Your design was interesting. Flawed in execution, but conceptually sound. Thank you. Westmore's aesthetic isn't the only valid approach. Diane handed Maya a business card. Our readers appreciate craftsmanship. Perhaps we could feature some of your work sometime. Maya stared at the card. I don't have much of a portfolio. Yet. Diane nodded toward the exit. Don't let today discourage you. 3 months later, Maya wiped grease from her hands as she finished an oil change at Rodriguez Auto Repair. The familiar smells of motor oil and rubber surrounded her as she worked methodically. "Phone call, Maya," called Jorge, the shop owner. "Some design magazine?" Maya froze. "I'll be right there." In the cramped office, she took the receiver with trembling hands. "This is Maya Chen. Ms. Chen, Diane Reeves here. How are you?" "Fine, thank you. This is unexpected. I've been thinking about your work since the Westmore Challenge. We're running a special issue on sustainable design. Would you have anything suitable to feature?" Maya hesitated. "I've been working on some pieces in my home workshop. Nothing commercial yet. Perfect. Raw talent is what we're looking for. There's also an exhibition associated with the issue. Would you be interested in participating?" "Absolutely," Maya said, before doubt could silence her. "Excellent. The exhibition opens in 3 weeks at the Hamilton Gallery. It's quite prestigious. Many top designers will attend." After the call, Maya stood in the grimy office, mind racing. 3 weeks to create something worthy of a design exhibition. Her grandfather's voice echoed in her memory. Craftsmanship. Takes time. Rushing leads to mistakes. But she had no choice. This was her chance. For the next 21 days, Maya lived in her garage workshop. She took a leave from the auto shop and worked 16-hour days, adapting her chair design from the Westmore Challenge. Her hands blistered, then calloused as she bent wood, carved joints and sanded surfaces to impossible smoothness. The night before the exhibition, she applied the final coat of natural oil finish and stood back to examine her creation. The chair seemed to float above the ground, its curved wooden elements flowing together in harmonious balance. Traditional joinery methods served modern aesthetics without contradiction. Her phone buzzed with a text from Diane. "Looking forward to seeing your piece tomorrow. Westmore will be judging." Maya's stomach dropped. Alexander Westmore, judging her. Work. She touched the smooth arm of the chair, doubt suddenly overwhelming her. Too late to back out now. The Hamilton Gallery glowed with soft lighting that highlighted each exhibition piece. Maya's chair stood on a simple platform, looking different from the other entries with their metal and synthetic components. She had given it a name. Heritage. Quite a statement piece. Maya turned to see Diane Reeves approaching, elegant in a charcoal dress. "Thank you for including me," Maya said. "Your work deserved to be here." Diane glanced around the room. "The judges will begin their evaluation soon. Westmore just arrived." As if conjured by his name, Alexander Westmore entered the exhibition space, surrounded by admirers including Ethan Reed. They moved methodically from piece to piece, Westmore making notes on a tablet, while others nodded at his comments. When they approached Maya's chair, she stepped back into the shadows, heart hammering. Westmore circled the piece, expression unreadable. "Interesting material choice, very artisanal." "It's that mechanic girl's design," Ethan said, just loud enough to carry. "The one from the internship challenge." "Ah." Westmore's eyebrows rose. "Well, it's certainly unique, though hardly innovative. The wood-bending technique has been around for centuries." "The joints look weak," added Ethan. "I doubt it would support actual use." Westmore gestured toward the chair. "These craft-focused pieces are usually more decorative than functional. Shall we move on?" "Actually," interrupted an unfamiliar voice, "I'd like to test that theory." A tall man in a tailored blue suit approached. Maya recognized him instantly. Gabriel Torres, founder of Torres Design Collective and one of the most influential figures in sustainable architecture. "Torres?" Westmore extended his hand with a tight smile. "I didn't realize you'd be attending. I'm always interested in new perspectives." Torres examined the chair carefully. "The joinery is exceptional. May I?" Without waiting for permission, he sat in the chair, which accepted his weight without a creak. He leaned back, testing its balance and comfort. "Hey, extraordinary craftsmanship," Torres pronounced, standing again. "Who's the designer?" Maya stepped forward, her mouth dry. "I am." Westmore's eyes widened in recognition. Ethan's smug expression faltered. "Maya Chen." She extended her hand to Torres? Gabriel Torres. "This piece shows remarkable understanding of structural principles. He ran his fingers along the curved armrest. The ergonomics are perfect, and achieving this with traditional joinery rather than metal fasteners. Impressive. Thank you, Maya said, acutely aware of Westmore's stare. The seamless integration of traditional craftsmanship with modern design principles is exactly what we emphasize at my firm, Torres continued. Have you considered commercial applications for your approach? I've developed some prototypes, Maya admitted, but this is my first exhibition. First? Torres looked genuinely surprised. Your technical execution suggests years of experience. My grandfather was a master furniture maker. I grew up in his workshop. Talent and training. Torres smiled. A powerful combination. Westmore cleared his throat. While the craftsmanship is admirable, I'm not sure it represents the future of design. The labor-intensive process makes it impractical for production. On the contrary, Torres countered, consumers are increasingly valuing handcrafted quality over mass production. There's a growing market for pieces with soul. Soul doesn't scale, Westmore said dismissively. Torres raised an eyebrow. Perhaps not in your business model, Alexander. He turned back to Maya. Miss Chen, I'd like to discuss your work further. Would you join me for dinner after the exhibition? Maya struggled to maintain her composure. I'd be honored. As Torres moved to the next display, Westmore stared at Maya with new calculation in his eyes. Ethan looked thunderstruck. Interesting development, Diane murmured, appearing at Maya's side. Torres rarely shows such enthusiasm. I can't believe this is happening, Maya whispered. Believe it. Your work speaks for itself. Diane nodded, toward Westmore and Ethan, who were huddled in conversation. And it speaks louder than their prejudice. Throughout the evening, visitors gravitated to Maya's chair. Many sat in it, marveling at its comfort and beauty. Design students asked technical questions about the joinery. Photographers captured it from every angle. Near the end of the night, the judges gathered to announce awards. Maya stood in the crowd, trying to temper her expectations. The Innovation Award goes to Javier Morales for Urban Flux, announced the head judge. Applause filled the gallery as a young designer accepted a glass trophy. The Sustainability Excellence Award goes to, Maya held her breath, Maya Chen for Heritage. The room erupted in applause. Maya walked to the podium in a daze, accepting the award with trembling hands. Thank you, she said into the microphone. This piece honors my grandfather, who taught me that true craftsmanship never goes out of style. It can evolve and adapt without losing its soul. She caught Westmore's eye in the crowd. He gave her a tight nod, his expression unreadable. As she stepped down, Ethan appeared in her path. Congratulations, he said stiffly. Thank you, I may have misjudged your approach. The words seemed physically painful for him to say. Maya simply nodded and moved past him to where Gabriel Torres waited. That was well deserved, Torres said. Your grandfather would be proud. How did you know about my grandfather? Torres smiled. I make it my business to know talented designers. I've been following your work since you submitted to the Eastwood Foundation last year. Maya blinked in surprise. But that was just a concept sketch. It showed remarkable potential. Torres handed her his card. I'd like you to visit our studio next week. We're developing a sustainable furniture line that would benefit from your perspective. I'll be there, Maya promised. As the crowd thinned, Maya found herself face to face with Alexander Westmore. It seems I underestimated you, Ms. Chen. His voice was carefully measured. It happens frequently, Maya replied. Your technical skill is undeniable. If you'd like to reapply for our internship program, that won't be necessary. Maya's voice was calm but firm. I've found my path. Westmore nodded, a flicker of respect in his eyes. Then I wish you success. As he walked away, Diane approached with a champagne flute. To new beginnings, she toasted. Maya raised her glass. And to believing in your own worth. 6 months later, Maya stood in the Torres Design Collective's sunlit workshop, supervising the production of the Heritage Collection's first commercial run. 5 craftspeople worked at stations she had designed, using techniques she had taught them. Gabriel Torres entered, accompanied by a journalist and photographer from Architectural Digest. Maya, perfect timing, Torres called. "We were just discussing the impact of your designs on our sustainability." "Metrics." Maya smiled, no longer surprised when her expertise was sought. "The repairability factor has completely changed our product lifecycle. Customers love that these pieces can be restored rather than replaced, and sales reflect that enthusiasm," Torres added. "The waiting list for heritage pieces is now 8 months long," the journalist scribbled notes. "Ms. Chen, how does it feel to be revolutionizing furniture design after being rejected by traditional studios?" Maya considered the question. "It wasn't about rejection. It was about finding the right place for my vision. Some saw my approach as outdated. Others recognized its value." As if on cue, the doors opened, and Alexander Westmer entered with Ethan Reed trailing behind. Torres extended his hand. "Alexander, welcome. I'm glad you accepted my invitation." "Your success with the heritage line has been impossible to ignore," Westmore said, his gaze moving to Maya. "Ms. Chen, congratulations on your recent Design Innovation Award." "Thank you." Maya's voice betrayed no trace of vindication. Westmore gestured to Ethan. "Mr. Reed is now heading our sustainability initiative. We hope to discuss possible collaboration." Maya exchanged glances with Torres, who nodded slightly. "I'd be happy to show you our process," she offered. As they toured the workshop, Ethan's questions revealed genuine interest rather than competitive assessment. His earlier condescension had been replaced by professional respect. "Your joinery system is revolutionary," he admitted as they examined a chair under construction. "We've been trying to reduce metal components, but haven't achieved this level of strength with pure wood construction. It's not about eliminating modern materials entirely," Maya explained. "It's about using them where they're truly needed, not where traditional methods are superior." Later, as the Westmore representatives prepared to leave, Ethan approached Maya privately. "I want to apologize," he said. "The way I treated you during the challenge was inexcusable." Maya studied him. "Why did you do it?" Ethan sighed. "Fear, probably. Your approach challenged everything I'd been taught about modern design. It was easier to dismiss you than to question my own assumptions. At least you're questioning them now. Better late than never." He extended his hand. "No hard feelings?" Maya shook it firmly. "Design is about solving problems, not creating them." After they departed, Torres joined her at the workbench where she was demonstrating a joinery technique to a new apprentice. "Interesting development," he commented. Westmore. "Proposing collaboration," Maya smiled, running her hands over the smooth wood. "The industry is changing. Even titans have to adapt. You've been a catalyst for that change." Torres gestured around the thriving workshop. "What's next for you?" Maya picked up a sketch she'd been working on, a design for a community woodworking school in her grandfather's neighborhood. "Paying it forward," she said. "Teaching others that craftsmanship isn't just about making things, it's about making things that matter. True value isn't always visible at first glance. Like a master craftsman's joinery hidden within a beautiful piece, a person's worth may be concealed beneath surface judgments and assumptions. But quality reveals itself through work, through perseverance, through the quiet confidence that comes from knowing exactly what you bring to the table, even when others cannot yet see it."